Yo, did I know that it would be a double upload today? No, I didn't know. Did y'all know it was gonna be a double upload today? I don't think so, but it's cool because guess what, y'all? We are back with another banger. We are here and we are about to watch season 3 of Pop the Balloon, y'all. We've been going strong. We've been watching almost every episode together. We've been checking out all the couples together. We've been literally vetting out and watching the whole process as a group, as a community. So, thank you for joining JehNotJay's Penthouse. Thank you for becoming a supporter. We have been here a long time coming. Lots and lots of episodes later. So, we're going to get into this reaction. We're going to see what they time about. We're going to see, updates, relationships. We're going to watch it all. So, let's get into it, y'all. Let the outfit, girl. Drop the outfit. That's so cute.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's your host Arlette and we are here with the season 3 reunion.
Okay, set up.
As always, before we start, we're gonna have some lovely words from my husband, the producer of the show, BM.
Welcome to season 3 reunion. First of all, I want to thank our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, every time,
Yes, sir.
because he is the truth. I also want to thank everybody that comes on the show. I want to thank my amazing wife for being the best host that a producer could ever have, for being the best wife that a husband could ever want. So I definitely appreciate you. She's been absolutely fantastic. She has been the same. She has been consistent. She's been the same since episode 1. She's never changed, and she doesn't have to change. She's been absolutely amazing. Let's give her a round of applause to my wife. She's been absolutely amazing. I also want to thank everybody that comes on the show, of course, everybody that watches the show. Now, we are actually, next month is our 1-year anniversary. So we actually started, the first episode of Pop the Balloon was the 7th of December last year. So obviously it's not even been a year yet, but during this whole year, we have had Pop the Balloon or Find Love. We've got the catch-ups. Yeah. We also have Blind Date Love. We have the reunions. Yeah. We have BM Talks to them.
It's been a lot, y'all.
And now the new one, Best Dressed Today. It's amazing. We thank God for everything. He is amazing because producing this type of shows is very difficult. And the fact that we're able to keep on top of it, I want to thank my whole team for doing what they do, and the professionalism that we put out is fantastic. I want to thank everyone that comes on the show. And I also want to thank everybody that watches the show.
Yes.
Because people that come on the show and the people that watch the show, you don't just watch and come on the show. You are part of the show. Like, I see people in the comments, like, every Wednesday saying, oh, it's like I'm meeting my cousins here. It's like,
Right.
I'm meeting my cousins here every
Family
single
reunion.
week. So it's fantastic to see that we're building a community here. And God bless everybody that watches the show and everybody that comes on the show. And we hope great things for you all.
All right. Well, you guys heard the man. It's been a great season. So let's go ahead and get started with the season 3 reunion. Thank you, baby.
Yes, let us see a recap.
Like, I can see the bump in the back.
He really did that. That's why she took that weed off. Showed you.
I know that I might be your type, probably. And I know that because of the way that you were looking at me. Like, you know, you could eat me up on this floor.
The taper on top and then like the dreads in the back is like business in the front, party in the back.
He looked like one of my cousin's best friend's baby daddy.
What's 9 plus 9 times 9?
Oh, no!
I just don't like those boots. That's one of my things is the boots,
I
but
like to fit in general.
Hello, welcome in. Come closer, come on in, don't be scared.
That was a crazy experience for him. And he was such a nice guy.
All right, so that was a wrap up of season 3. That was episodes 21 through 30. We made it through another 10 episodes. So
Wow.
just to go ahead and kind of kick off this reunion, there was one specific gentleman that was talked about quite a bit in episode 22. Let's go ahead and take a look to see who that was.
Provide something like what you do for a man first, because that's easy to say. Any woman can come out here and say, yo, give me some gifts, and I can bust out the bank card and be like, bow. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Enacting himself.
what makes you like worthy to receive that other than you just being fine?
And she was like, me.
Well, if and when you become my man, you would know, and
I hated
I would
that
be your
answer.
woman, and that's in every
I did not
sense.
like it.
So
Like what? Like, what the hell does that mean? Like,
Okay, so Danny, in that segment that we just saw, are you saying that, you know, a woman needs to do more than just be fine to deserve gifts?
nah, I just wanted more from her.
Okay.
You know, just to, you know, elaborate on like what you actually would do in a relationship, because when we don't have that much time to figure out this investment is going to be worth on you. So I need you to speak to my heart just a
Give me
little bit more
details. She wasn't
about
descriptive.
what it is. I don't know you
Right.
from a can of paint, so I need more. You know, just feed my heart a little bit more, and you
I
know.
feel him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, tell me what's happening so I can
Okay.
be like, I bet this is closest to for sure investment as I can receive at this point in time. Because I
Okay.
just didn't want to waste my time for after the show and we don't talk or, you know, she come out with some BS. So I just needed a little more, that's all.
Okay, I see. So guys, the fellas here on the panel, do you all agree with Danny? Like,
do.
Micah, we can't hear you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's kind of superficial just to say like the whole gifts thing. It's like, to me, it's an exchange of value. You know, it's
Yeah, I
it's
remember
perfectly fine to shower your woman with everything she wants
Right, but
if
off
there's
rip
an
is
exchange of
crazy.
value. Right? She's bringing something to you, bring something to her. But like, if it's a situation where you're just like expected to do all this stuff and she just kind of like not add anything to you, it's like, what are you doing?
Okay. Okay. Anyone else want to add to that?
yeah, I'll add to that. In today's day and age where so many people are being used for things, it's just good to see that somebody's willing to invest first. But also, men are natural providers, right? So you don't know what that man is willing to do once you show a little bit of investment. You ain't even got to do a lot. I would just challenge women to invest a little bit into a man and see what he does, because you don't know. He could go 10 extra miles and you went 1, or he can go 2. You know what I mean? But you kind of got to gauge that. But men are natural providers, man. So once we see you giving a little, we gonna meet you where you at or exceed that.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if she had said something like, I'm gonna be consistent with you. I'm gonna be there for you when you need me. We gonna talk.
Yeah,
We
she
gonna
wasn't
grow
giving
together.
examples.
I'm gonna see where you at, and I'm gonna be your partner. And you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Just
Maybe a
really
little
just
more.
digged in deep. It's not even about the finances. I think that's normal. I think everybody wants to be shown. Like I said, everybody wants to be reassured. But under that,
Her
you
answer
know,
was just,
tell me that
yeah, it
you
wasn't
understand. You know what I'm looking
like-
for. That's all I was
That's
asking.
like when y'all go to order some food. Like, let's say I'm going to Subway and I'm like, what you want? And you be like, a cold cut. Okay. I can get you a cold cut, but I don't know what you want on your cold cut. Like, what you want lettuce? You want mustard? You want it toasted? You want American cheese? You're not getting into it for real. Do you want the standard cold cut and all that comes with? Like, you're not explaining. Like, that's how I feel when it came to that question. It was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm gonna be your woman, and my man will figure out what it is when I'm your woman. Okay. What about it though? Like, what? Be specific. Get more into detail. Like, you're not telling me enough to understand what really comes with you. You know.
Okay, so then for the ladies, do you all think we got to do more than just to look cute to deserve some gifts from our mans?
I think we do too much. I think in a lot of circumstances, we tend to, which is why we shouldn't, show the wifey qualities before the reciprocation is given.
Okay.
So I think at the end of the day, I don't think she meant she just wants to be gifted and do absolutely nothing. You know, I think that she just meant
I don't think she meant that either, but you know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it sometimes. She could have said those very same words, but differently. Like, my love language is gifting, so I'm hoping when I'm locked in, gifting is my love language. I do think to an extent women do give too much on the front end. Absolutely. I don't disagree with that. I think sometimes we do stuff in the wrong order. Like how about get to know each other, relationship, marriage, baby. You know, I think a lot of people doing it in the wrong order right now. I think it's relationship, baby, never marriage. It ain't even a foundation. We ain't even get the ring to make sure we solidify in a covenant. We ain't do none of that. And instead, we just slept around, did our big one. Now we co-parenting. We ain't even seen each other through on the front end. But you know, I think a lot of us need to date with intention. At the end of the day, it's about dating with intention. It's about dating to marry. It's about showing somebody the potential of what it could be after the ring is in a room with us. And I don't mean marriage in the eye of the government. I mean marriage in the eye of the Lord and in the eye of God. Like, I just think, yeah, ultimately that's what needs to be done. So
that in her relationship, she likes the thoughtfulness of being thought of.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times it's not just about
But you ain't say
being
it how she
materialistic
said.
or just
That's why it's
being
so
a gold
important.
digger. We want to know that when you're out, you're thinking of us and, hey, I picked this up for you. So a lot of times people confuse thoughtfulness for just being materialistic or, you know, wanting something.
I feel like where women and men bump heads a lot is we're both waiting to see which one's going to do more first. I feel like it's just a waiting game. I feel like we, as women, we want to be courted. So we wait to be courted. And as men do, they want to be, you know, they want to know the woman is more interested in them instead of what they can give you.
That's what they can get.
So it's just about a waiting game. Like, we're both
Yeah,
waiting on each
versus
other to
just
show
being intentional
something.
and liking each other and letting it
Kind of
flow.
piggyback. It is a waiting game, but you know, literally just had this discussion. But men in this society, you know, want to be seen as leaders. But what leadership qualities are you showing us? Like, you're supposed to be taking that step forward. Like, I'm supposed to be following you. So if you're waiting for me to invest something in you and all this other things, then you can just me to show you, and then let's move, you know, that way.
All right. All right. Nice to hear from both ends, men and the women. So to go ahead and move on to our next segment here, let's take a look at the most viral moment of this season.
I don't know why you'd ask that. You look great, but
Well, I'm asking because I mean, I don't mind because he was so wrong with the braids.
Yeah, that was so random.
You want to take it off?
Don't do that.
don't
Yeah,
you?
I mean, why can't I? So
You still look good.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
TikTok.
Oh my god.
I don't even know. Each time I'm scrolling, I'm seeing it. So, how has it been for you since that moment? Walk us through like what actually was going through your mind during this moment as well.
Well, I mean, originally he mentioned me having braids. He mentioned me having braids and lumps under my head. And of course, a few times I was just, I handled it humbly. I was like, braids? Okay, all right. Knowing I have no hair under my wig. But then I knew that there was the possibility of millions of people talking about what he said I could have had under my head. So, and I knew that I did not. So I just figured I was going to just show everybody what was really under there. I had no problem doing so.
That was
And it's
quite the moment.
the outpouring amount of love that I've received, coming on this show, it's always the possibility of, receiving some criticism and positive and negative, but for the most part, it was all positive for me. And I really appreciate everyone, all the support. So yeah, it was a lot.
Okay, and now Danny, we saw you kind of in the corner of that clip when she took the wig off. You disappeared. Where'd you go?
Oh my god, dog. Just give me a second.
It was just a shock.
Okay.
That's all it was. It was, more power to her. But I was in shock. It was funny, to me. I'm goofy.
Yeah, it was definitely unexpected. I was there like, you gonna take it off? Like, I was like, hold on now, what's going on
I
here?
said, don't do it.
I wasn't gonna let him take me out like that. So at the end of the day, I know that my hair is very well maintained. I knew that he was very incorrect. At the end of the day, I still have a good relationship with Hugh. I keep in touch with everybody from my episode. I always check up on everyone. I wasn't offended because I knew that I didn't have what he said I had. So I know the world hates him, but yeah.
Right.
In the best way. You look fantastic without it. In
You
the
look
best
gorgeous.
way.
Yeah.
Like you could see more of your face.
You look beautiful.
You were glowing when you took that off. You were like, I'm everyone.
You should have just kept it off.
Wait, Cliff, what'd you say?
I feel like she should have just kept the wig off.
Oh, like she should have came out already, wig off.
Wig off.
To be honest, when I was backstage with the girls, the curls wasn't curling. It was just a lot going on with the wig. It was lifting. And I had mentioned like wanting to take it off backstage. But the girls were trying to just like, girl, you look good. Just leave it alone. So that was another reason why I was just like, you know what? I did want to take it off. But everybody backstage was just like, girl, you look good. Leave it alone. I was going to braid it, put it to the side. They were like, leave the curls. Just leave it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just leave it.
Right.
But when that happened, I was like, good. Because I didn't want it on in the first place. So once
You're
he
like, I
said
was looking
that-
for a reason to yank this off anyway.
Right. Once he said that, I was like, period, that's it. I'm taking it off. Yeah.
Definitely a sign from God, because you should have walked in with that wig off anyways, because she looked good with it off.
Honestly, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to another young lady who was talked about quite a bit from her episode. Let's take a look.
I'm not loud and rowdy, but I just feel like I might be a lot. I know I feel chill right now.
All right, name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
My name is Angelique. I'm 32. It was the lashes comment. Women are gonna women. You know, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. And I think for a man to make a comment about the things that we do, makeup, hair, lashes, like I get that it's not your preference, but let women be women.
Right.
Or don't date us. You know, it was the age. I'm 32, you're 28. Is that what I remember? Correct. Yeah, and when you first said it, I thought about popping, but I was like, no, girl, don't block blessings. Just keep on listening. But it just kept popping up in my head, and I have to listen to my gut, okay? She's never going to lead me astray. So it is the age. I hate it. I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean,
So Angela, yeah, the comments ate you up, and my
They
facial
tried
expressions.
goodness gracious.
So it was like a trend, you know,
Yeah.
and everybody started catching on. Like, this girl keeps hanging onto her balloon until the last minute when it's you and down to like one other person. And there were comments like, "Oh, I feel like she's blocking other people's blessings. You know, somebody else could have been had their balloon still at the end." How do you feel about that?
I feel like watching it, I totally understand why people feel that way.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's not what I was doing. So everyone was incorrect. It's all about perspective. And you know, I'm gonna sit here and be real with y'all. And for everyone that's standing in the line, you sometimes can forget you're even standing there. And it's very possible to forget that you're even standing there. And that happened a couple of times for me. Like I zoned out. I was overthinking some of the things. Like it just happened. So me waiting until the last minute, it wasn't intentional. It was, I'm kind of thinking about what's going on here, what I should do. And then the other part is, dang, I'm standing here. What is happening up here? These people are looking at me. Like that was it for me. Like it was never, "Ooh, I'm gonna wait and be the last one." It was never that. I never thought of that. So when that came out, I was like, huh? What are we talking about, y'all?
So like, for example, because one of the first few things that people say when they come out is their age. But you did it twice with the age. You held on till the last minute, but that's one of the first things they say. So if that is something that's like a deal breaker for you in a way, like how come you didn't pop right away for those?
It's a deal breaker in a way. Okay. It's not like the end all be all. It's possible, but it's like, well, let me think about this. What do I feel? Because that's important to me. The energy, the feeling, like that's important to me. Okay. So that's what I was thinking the whole time. It was never, okay, they came out, they're 27, pop, pop, pop. It was never that for me. Okay. Because certain things you can or can't change, like your height, your age, where you are, and like certain things just can either be fixed and they just kind of don't matter, and some things do. And it's just everything collectively. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? Unfortunately.
Okay. And then another thing that was coming up when you popped on Jay, you said, you know, something about, you know, women are gonna women. If you don't like it, don't date us. What did you mean by that? Can you elaborate?
I sure can. Okay. I mean, allow people to be whoever they're going to be. And that's men and women. Because a lot of people came out and was like, well, y'all pop because men are short. No, bookies. Like, I never said that, because you can't change your height, right? But I can change my lash. I can change if I want to wear makeup or not. But my thing is, that's my thing. Let me just be me. I want to come out and wear my lash. Let me do that, and you love me regardless. Okay. Or today, I don't want to do that, and I want to have a plain face and just wear my sunscreen. Let me do that, and you love me regardless. Realize that it has nothing to do with my heart. Mm-hmm. Realize that it has everything to do with just who I want to be in this moment. Okay. But since we are talking about the lashes and that whole thing, I do want to make sure I give you an apology for that, because like I said, I overthink quite a bit. And what I was thinking in my head is not the same as what actually came out my mouth. And so when I watched the show back and I realized that people are thinking that I'm trying to say you should go date men, that was not my intention at all. Mm-hmm. My thing is, this lineup has been extremely consistent. There was one young lady on my episode, or our episode, who did not have on makeup. But other than that, this lineup has been extremely consistent. So it's like, if these aren't the type of women that you like to date, don't. Because there are 1,000 different women out here. And that's really what I was trying to say. But I understand that it didn't come out that way. And you probably felt as if I was trying to attack you. Yeah. And your sexuality, and that was never the case.
And Jay, you actually did. You made a post about it on Instagram. You said you felt like it was an attack on your manhood, right? You said something along those lines. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah. I mean, I've been consistently attacked for my manhood on this show, you know, but I think you popped prematurely on me, because there's there's levels to it, right? Like her lashes was like those little caterpillars that was black that we ain't seen since we was like 15. But yours, like I could see through it. You couldn't see through hers. I could see through yours. And I actually complimented your lashes, right? So I like the individuals. I like the hybrids. I like those lashes. I don't like the little strips. But also when makeup is supposed to be natural, but it doesn't look natural, that's something that I don't like. So if the makeup is supposed to look natural, right? Like lashes, they're supposed to look natural. But if it's supposed to look unnatural, like I complimented you on your eyeshadow, right?
And I said thank you.
I don't think niggas is running around with fuchsia eyelids and that's matching they fuchsia lips. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was looking good. I liked it. So I can appreciate the creative, inspiration behind that. But we all have seen those posts where it'll be a man with a full beard and he do his makeup and he looked like we can't even tell. So that's my thing, is like we want it to look natural, and we just don't want to have to see your baby pictures. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But I like your lashes today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I like them that day.
Okay. Thank you, and I appreciate that.
I didn't like hers though.
Stop it.
That was my whole point. Was just like let her wear whatever she want to wear. It shouldn't be a comment about it. That was my point.
Okay, let's take. Oh, go ahead, Joey. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I know after going viral, there were a lot of people asking, why does she wear the wig anyway? Women need to be more confident, understand that we don't care about fake hair. And I agree with you.
It's not about them. It's about us.
It's about us. We don't get up in the morning like, oh my God, this is for the men. We see certain looks that we want to achieve, that we desire. And because of our different types of hair textures and hair lengths, sometimes we can't achieve it. So we do it just for fashion. We do it for style. We do it for looks. We don't do it for you. We don't care. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I'd love to consider my person. I do want to, how do you think about this? We don't do it for you guys. So I did not wear the wig because I wasn't confident. She does not wear lashes because she's not confident. As women, it's about beauty. That's why y'all looking at us in the first place too. We're beauty. We're beautiful people. So just wanted to agree with you on that.
Thank you.
You know how I look at it now? I look at it as, how when your little daughter or your niece dress up in makeup and be like, hey, mommy, look how pretty I am. And she looks crazy, makeup down here, makeup over here, smeared lip gloss. And she thinks she looks so beautiful. I feel like that's how men look at us. Like, you do not need all that stuff. But we looking at us like, we look good.
That was cute.
It's an accessory. The same way we polish our nails red, that's the same. To me, it's an accessory. Now, some women probably do feel like they need it to cover certain things and flaws, but for some of us, it's an accessory. Just like our heels, just like our rings and our earrings, our makeup is an accessory.
Yeah, so the point you're saying, like where you said he shouldn't comment on it, I kind of disagree with that, because it's like everybody should be able to comment on what they like or dislike.
He can comment on it. He can say what he like and what he don't like. I think the problem is navigating where it doesn't have to be a disrespect thing by, like, he went excessive, right? He can just say, hey, it's cool to wear makeup, but I still think to a degree of things, I don't think it should get to the point where it's masking what you actually look like. Like, that can be overdoing it for me. I think that's what he should be saying. Like, it was just overly done. You don't have to say you're catfishing me. It's all about how you say things. And you can communicate all the same stuff that everybody say. They can say it without hurting somebody. You can do that.
Right, like to say like, oh, let a woman just be a woman. It's like, well, you can do that, but if a guy is saying, hey, I don't like this, it's like he should be able to comment on something he doesn't like about her, because women do it all the time, right? I don't like his height. I don't like this. I don't like that, and it's accepted. But if a man has like a preference that he states,
even the way they
then it's like, don't comment on women. It's like, you comment on men, right?
But that was my point. Like you just said about height and all that. Like, that's my point. You cannot change the fact that you're short or if you're tall, right? Me and my lashes, I can rip these off and put on a whole new pair or not. Or I can put on some mascara if I want to, or individuals. That's my point though. That has absolutely nothing to do with who I am as an individual. It's just, this is fun for me. This has nothing to do with my heart whatsoever. And so to judge me on that, just like I shouldn't judge you for your height, is the same thing, because your height doesn't make you, or your weight doesn't make you. Whatever you're wearing that day does not make you. And I think that's the thing. That's the issue I think I had with the comments and everything else, is because I didn't pop for superficial reasons, but I got a lot of those superficial comments. And it's like, no, if you're here to find love for real, then you wouldn't be popping for that, because those things do not matter.
But that's how I felt when you popped about the age, though. You popped about the age more than once. And the thing is, maturity doesn't look like a number to me. It don't. Now, I definitely think that adults shouldn't be dating minors. That's insane. There's a rule there for sure. But if y'all are both adults and maybe you're 30, but your spouse might be 25, that 25-year-old can be mentally where you are at 30. It's possible. Your experiences can create a whole nother, that places you into where you are. So you were saying, oh, I don't want to, it's the age. He could have been so cool though, regardless if he was only 2 or 3 years younger than you. That he could still be the man that you're supposed to be with,
The lashes.
Okay.
Or hats.
Danny, I see you shaking your head no.
No you comment? Do got something to say. Say it, Bookie. Come on.
Micah.
If he won't say it, I will. You have to be attracted to somebody to move forward to that level. Like, granted, you can't be superficial, but like, if that's just not your preference, and not saying anything about what you said, like I agree with what you said, but if we're being realistic, like that's your preference. Like, I love me a black man. Like, I love black men. So just because there is a guy out there of another race that's attractive, that doesn't make him less attractive because I don't want to pursue him, or I don't think he's a great person. He can be the nicest, most generous person out there. But if you don't have those attributes that I'm looking for, I'm not actively pursuing you or trying to even see what love is like with you. Not saying that there wouldn't be some random, once in a million, lifetime instance where we might click, we might connect, but that's all left up to chance. So I think
I'm not about to see with no woman that don't know what a good wig or bad wig is, what love is like with her.
All right.
We ain't come all natural. We come out there to put your best foot forward. And if your best foot forward is your lashes hanging off the side, I didn't even watch the episode, but if it look whack, then that's what you come out the house looking like. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Pop.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at another moment of Angelique's.
Damn.
Yep, girl. All right, so why did we pop?
Honestly, I think, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just say it. Okay, I know that I might be your type, probably, and I know that because of the way that you were looking at me.
Right.
Like, you could eat me up on this floor. And,
Right.
I think when I'm initially meeting someone, especially when there's 1,000 different beautiful women standing here,
Right.
it's uncomfortable to constantly be looked at. Like,
I thought that was such
they want to eat you up
Right.
in that moment. Like, granted, love it. Yes. Let my man look at me like that. But right here, right now, it is so uncomfortable.
Right.
I can't stand it. And I think I get that all the time at work, and I just be like, all right, bro, like, I'm just trying to be here.
So you don't think that it's like
I think
the male like that's really feeling you? You don't think that's
No,
like,
I feel that. That's why I said I know for a fact that I'm your type. It's just, it makes me so uncomfortable right now.
right.
And that's why I was kind of like waiting. I'm like, damn, maybe I could chill.
Right,
Is he your type?
My friends are gonna say I don't really have a type. So,
Let's start with Tamarcus. What was going through your mind during that were you as confused as I was?
I was super confused.
Okay.
Because I don't know, I always thought that well, first off, when I first went onto the show, right?
Yeah.
I come out, I look from the right to the left. there was only 2 women that I was attracted to physically. So as I went down the line, I didn't want to pay no mind to the other. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care who was up, who was in the line besides the 2.
Okay.
And so when I got to her, it was kind of like one of those like, okay, so you don't think that, or you don't want the man to show that he's feeling you or that we're on a dating show. Like,
You talking about eye contact?
I didn't get it.
Okay. Angelique?
I mean, okay. I knew I was gonna get toe up for that, okay? And as you can see, I was fighting for the words to say. But in real life, y'all don't see him looking at me the way that I see him looking at me. And I was genuinely uncomfortable. So I'm gonna stand on that. I was genuinely uncomfortable. If I would have saw him on the street and he did the same thing, I would have been like, all right, y'all good? Y'all straight? We good? Because
But the
I
street
was
and a dating
uncomfortable.
show is 2 different scenarios.
Sure, I agree. However, that don't mean I still wasn't uncomfortable. I was still uncomfortable.
Were you not attracted to him? Is that it? Like, were you not attracted?
That's what I was getting at. Like,
and the reason I'm asking is because, like, a lot of times with women, it's like the things that are creepy versus not has only to do with attraction.
Exactly.
Like, if a guy, how is
Just say
that? If
that.
he's attractive, it's like, oh,
Right.
well, he's forward.
Exactly.
But
'Cause
if
if he
he's
was
ugly,
fine,
it's like, oh, he's creepy.
You would have been
If
looking
she
back.
was-
And
Right,
Angelique,
right.
that's why I had asked you, is he your type? But you really didn't answer it.
No, she sure did.
Still not answering.
You got a second chance. What are you talking about?
Said she ain't.
You know, I feel that, right? I feel what you're saying because you're right. I feel you on that.
We got our answer.
So what's the question? It wasn't.
We got our
I'm gonna be real. It wasn't. It wasn't if I was like unattracted to him or not. But I don't know. I really have no idea how to answer that because it's not that I think he's unattractive. It's not that I think.
What are you? I have a question.
Okay,
I have
let's
a
hear from
question.
TJ.
I have
Go
a
ahead.
question. What are you attracted to?
It's like physically, right?
Yeah, physically.
And see, when I say this, because I said this on live and I know what y'all about to say, but like if I had to like pull a guy out of a catalog, he's gonna be 6 feet and up, chocolate, bald, with a beard.
So,
And I know what y'all about to say.
Crazy work. That's some crazy work for real.
How tall
He might
is
not
Ball
got
with
the
a
beard.
beard?
He ain't got the beard.
I'm 5'11",
Oh,
but
never
with the
mind.
right shoes, I could be like 6 foot.
He had some Balenciaga.
He missing the
Okay.
beard, but he got everything.
I'm sorry, sis. I ain't with you on
I
this
know
one.
what y'all about to say.
I can't even
but,
support
like,
you.
That's Morris Chestnut right there.
Nice,
Have a
bright
beard. There's no beard there though. It's not.
Thank you.
It's not full.
He still got a beard.
He got a little bit
Got
though.
something. Thank you. Somebody got something.
okay,
But
all
it's
right.
so.
thin.
So just to kind of open up to everyone else, what did you guys think like when you watched this episode
Not too
of
much.
Angelique?
So
Chill out, y'all.
for me personally, like I feel like just watching, you was like
Ruthless.
iffy. Like you looked at him, and I think in your mind you knew you didn't like him, but you didn't want to let him down.
Right. That's what I
Hard.
got.
Because homie is bald, homie is dark skinned, homie got a beard. What's up?
And he 1 inch from 6 feet.
And he like you. And he like you.
Say.
Man, he really like you. Like he
What
was.
does him
he was
liking me got to do?
Nothing more.
Well, that's what the show is
wait.
about.
You said you, but you
the
described
conversation
him.
earlier.
You described him.
Literally.
If Idris Elba was looking at you like that, how would you feel?
Girl, you would have been looking
You
right
just
back.
a boss, I'm saying.
Exactly.
Between 1 inch anyway.
Okay.
It's like we want to pull out popular people like Idris.
Wait, hold on. I want to ask you a question. What is a beard to you? Because there's different types of beards, and you said you want a man with a beard, and they're coming at you saying he has a beard. What's a beard to you?
This a beard.
sister. That's a beard.
You know what I'm saying?
She don't want no
We just let her off the hook. We just let her off the hook.
That's, yeah, go ahead, but you can rub like that. I like that.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and wrap up this segment. So obviously we heard from TJ. What about the rest of you guys? Like, what did you guys think of Angelique on the show when you watched
I'm
it?
a
Not
team
eat
girl
me
all the
up.
time, but girl, she was tripping.
Oh.
Damn.
She was tripping, girl. You was
That's crazy.
All right, so to go ahead and segue on to our next segment, this single man walked out and pretty much every single woman on the panel popped their balloon. Let's see who the unlucky fellow was. Hello, welcome in. Come on in, don't be scared.
I popped my balloon because of basically the height. I think you're very handsome, and I love that you're giving back to your community with working with the kids. But yeah, it was just the height.
It was the attraction for me, and then also the height. I'm pretty tall, so I want somebody that's gonna that I can look up to.
All right, so TJ, a couple of the pops on you were due to height. First of all, how tall are you? Let's start with that.
All right. I'm 6'1".
You're 6'1".
I'm 6'1",
Okay.
and it was shown because that lady said she was 5'11".
She was 5'11". Yeah, she was tall.
5'2" with heels on, and I
Okay.
was like right there. So I'm 6'1".
Okay, you're 6'1". Okay, so was that shocking for you to hear? Like when they're like, "Oh, it's your height, it's your height."
Yeah, so for me, I feel like it wasn't so shocking because I hear height on TV on shows, but in real life, I'm 6'1", so like I don't see women taller than me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So like me personally, going on a show, I didn't really see any women that were taller than me. Like she was an inch maybe taller than me, but the rest of the women was shorter than me. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Ish,
Lay it on me.
you were one of the women that ended up popping on TJ and saying like, you know, it was the height thing. First, let's start off. How tall are you, Ish?
I'm 5'6.5" without heels or anything, standing flat foot.
Okay. So on, you know, what's the usual height of a man that you date?
Because of how tall I am, and you know, I'm like the type of woman that likes to dress up. So when I have on heels, I'm probably 5'9" or taller. Now let me clear things up, okay? So if you seen that clip we just watched, we were almost eye to eye. There is no denying that clip of how. Just go back to the clip. If you put it up on the screen. Now I'm not saying that we are eye to eye because we just stood next to each other, TJ, and we already know what your height is now. But looking at you from that angle, it looked like I was looking at you dead in your eyes. I couldn't see like how tall we actually were. So the relationship that I was in prior, I was like this. I was like this to you. So that was that issue there. But I didn't pop just because of that. I popped because the guy before you, the first guy, he came on there and straight lied about his height. He couldn't be no more than 5'9", 5'10". He said he was 6 feet, and that just blew me. So I thought you were doing the him. So that was that. And then it was your pants for real.
Damn, what's wrong with his pants?
All right.
They were just a little tight.
I got a couple comments.
Okay, go for it.
So now seeing me, how tall am I?
6'1". We.
Okay.
6 feet to 6'1".
So at that moment when you saw me, you judged me on a prior mistake of another man.
No. I judge you off of what I seen. Like I said, I seen you eye to eye.
But you said a dude.
You just said that you was.
We all agree that you did that.
Change height or something?
I said because of that instance, I felt like that was you being dishonest about your height as well.
Because of another dude lying.
No. You said that you were 6'2", and I did not see you as 6'2", so it wasn't just based off of what he did. It was 6. He said he was 6'2" on the show though.
I said 6'2", but what you just said, like previously, was that you popped because another dude lied and you
No. I did not say I popped because another dude lied. I said I popped because your pants were too tight. I said that I popped because I thought you were being dishonest about your height, and I also said I popped because you were not.
I'm gonna move on.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Honestly, I feel like all the women on my show, like when y'all are all nice people, y'all all nice women. But I feel like when TJ came out, I feel like I set the precedence for everything to happen because I popped first and everybody immediately popped right after me. So I feel like I set the tone and I feel like it was just unfair because I did end up getting my balloon back.
Right.
So
I'll say something about that. I did not pop because you popped, baby.
Yeah,
I popped because he looked like.
That's how I feel.
I know, but I'm
It's not
saying
the truth, though.
he looked like a lot of family members. I'm Haitian, and he looks very much Haitian. And people are like, "Oh, why would you pop because he looks like a family member?" I don't want to wake up next to somebody that looks like my mom's friend or my cousin.
Wait, I'm Haitian.
Wait, so Kamina, you don't date Haitians because of that?
No. To be honest, let me be real. I actually
offend
don't.
me because I'm Haitian, girl. What are we doing?
No.
What's going on?
No. It's one thing
going on?
is he looks like a relative. Like he looks. I can't explain it. Like
So he look like a Zoe. He look like a Zoe Papi.
Well, you said
No, because there's some fine Zoes. Let me. There's
but
some
a
fine
Zoe
Zoes.
Papi is like the Haitians that
You
look
said
like
that for like 5
Zoe
people
Papi.
though.
Okay, I wasn't gonna say any
what she
names, but
look
there's
like.
this guy named Jonas that my mom is really best friends with. He just looks like Jonas. That's all. I just didn't, I don't want to wake up to something that just looks like, I just didn't know how to say it, but
I
that's
got a question
it
though.
is.
Lord, it was a couple hidden gems in there, but a lot of y'all was popping, man. Like, y'all be blocking blessings, man, back to back to back. Y'all not giving people chances. Y'all making excuses that don't make sense to me. Then other women are calling y'all out on it, and y'all still standing on biz. Why do you have all 10 toes in this right now? I don't get it.
That's why I pop.
Okay,
Didn't you say
I
you
got-
have 5, like, couple people that look like your family members? Other than
Yeah,
him?
because Cliff was a family member too, and he looked way different.
No. He's not a family member. Like Cliff, for him, he looked like my cousin's best friend's baby daddy.
Okay. Let's go back to the topic at hand. I think Danny had a question over here. Let's hear from Danny. Let's hear from Danny.
She said earlier, like, I just want to know, what does height have to do with leadership?
Man, like,
I mean, a man could lead you, in the right direction, and whether you're looking at him.
Yeah, you just had a whole talk about how men shouldn't judge you for like the lashes and stuff like that, but y'all just jumped the bar when it came to homie, and he's 6'1". The average man is a 6'1", bro. Like,
The same height or whatnot. I thought that when you're looking into a relationship, you're looking to see, a future with this person, compatibility. Yeah, exactly.
But you still
For
want to be
sure,
I disagree,
but attracted
bro.
to
Yeah.
that
You still want to be
person.
attracted,
And that
to
goes
them.
off of what we were talking about before. Like,
you did
if you're
say
just not
that.
attracted to somebody, then you're
lead with that then. Lead that you're not attracted to them. Why are we double dutching around the real reasons then? That's why it's not making sense. That's like, if I eat some food and I don't like the food, let's say the food nasty. I hate the way this food tastes. I'm not gonna say because of the price of the food, oh man, the price is crazy. No, my first thing I'm gonna say is, oh, this ain't it. Y'all need to send this back to the kitchen. Let me order something different. That's what I'm getting with this situation. Just off the gate, give them the real reason then. Like,
you're not like gonna pursue that person
Right.
regardless. So it, like, they could be a great leader, like I just said with the other race thing. They can be the best person, in Asian form or a different race, but that's not my preference. And in particular, just like you said, pointing to the fact that you said first impression is everything.
Right.
If you come out with tight pants and that's my first impression of you,
Right.
I'm thinking you just walking around, with tighty whities and leggings every day. No, TJ, don't take it like that. I'm
Hold
just
on.
saying,
Okay,
like,
last comment.
that's my impression.
Look,
of you.
Oh, let's hear from
Talking
Tara.
about
We haven't heard from
impressions,
Tara.
That's what it
Let's
is.
hear from Tara.
Oh, my fault.
Okay, so I didn't pop because Tiffany popped. It was the first guy. He came out. I was trying to give him a chance, and then after that, I realized if I'm just not feeling someone at first, I should just go ahead and just pop
instead of wasting their time.
initially, right? So when I think TJ was the second guy, so that's why I popped for him, and I didn't want to take that chance away from anybody else with me holding on to my balloon till like the last round. But I do think I should have at least given him the opportunity to come out, say his name, where he was from, what he do for a living. Like, I do wanted to publicly apologize to you. The next day we had went to the museum and we talked about that, and I told you, like, I don't think that was right. I think everybody should come out and at least have the opportunity to, like, say your name or something. I don't know.
And I agree.
Okay,
with
last
Tara.
comment from Jay, and then we'll go ahead and move on from this.
I just got to point out the hypocrisy, right? Because when y'all got this going on, that's a preference. But when y'all talking about me, it's like,
Come on.
oh, we do this for us. We do this for women, right? But how come it's not that same sentiment when y'all talking about us? So just digest it.
Hey, and he might have ate that one for sure.
I don't even want y'all to answer that. Really think about that, because we get hit with this all the time, and we gotta eat that shit. And y'all always hit us with this height, all this stuff. We don't never get to say our preferences, and that's just it. But y'all always got some kind of hypocrisy and comeback for y'all preferences, but ours are always wrong. And I'm really getting tired of the double standards, man, because in real life it really don't be like that. But on this show, y'all really be playing like that. It's not cool.
Okay. All right. So kind of to stay on the topic of TJ for a bit, after all those pops, you did eventually end up leaving with a match, which was Tiffany. And one of the main topics that came up with this match was her profession. So let's take a look at this quick clip.
Exotic dancing.
Word. Okay. Okay. Do you like to dance?
Yes, I love to dance. I'm a dancer.
You're.
I'm an exotic
I've dated
dancer.
a lot of dancers.
Really?
Yeah, I've dated a lot of dancers. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have no problem with that.
I think I'm good with a young lady like that.
Come on, Tiffany. Come on up. Come on up.
For my part, my only person that asked me in my family about it, I think one of my cousins or somebody was like, "Hey, did you know she was a exotic dancer?" And I was like, "I didn't know actually." And we talked about it. Like we talked at the same time when she said it.
Yeah,
like, when
I
she
figured.
said dancer, I dated a lot of dancers, but then like when she said exotic dancer, I was like talking. If I would have heard that, I'm not gonna lie, maybe I would have popped. Maybe.
You thought she was ballet dancer?
Hey. All right, so let's start with Tiffany. So Tiffany, as we saw, he said maybe if he would have heard it, he would have popped. So how does your profession like affect your dating life?
There's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to exotic dancers. I use the term exotic dancer because I work in gentlemen's clubs. A lot of people don't know the difference between gentlemen's clubs and strip clubs. Strip clubs, you're fully nude. You're on your feet all the time. Gentlemen's clubs is mostly just topless and you're talking to men a lot. You're not really dancing.
Okay.
So it's just the nuances, like it's a lot of nuances to it. So I feel like people that I've tried to date in the past, they always have preconceived notions about me. And you're not really going to know who I am unless you give me a chance, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So how would you say it's affected your past relationships, or even if you bring it up to someone you're just
I mean, I was in a long-term relationship. It was just I didn't get married, so I left. Like, I'm not getting any younger. I'm only getting older. So it's just like, if you're not getting something out of your situation, you should move on.
How long do y'all think y'all should be in a relationship with somebody before y'all get married? Because I've heard people say like, dang, by year 5, we should already have a ring or at least be engaged. Like, what's stopping the process? What we playing house for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the expectation when it comes to time? Because, I mean, from my own experiences and family that I know, some people waited longer than 5 years and they still love each other and they still family and, everything is still copacetic. They working. The marriage is awesome. And they ain't do it within 5 years. But they knew the end goal. So like, what does that look like? Like, is it even important to set that expectation? Like, is that an expectation we should even have right now? Like, that's what I'm wondering.
Okay. All right. So TJ, you said it would have been a maybe pop. Why would it have been a maybe pop?
Because when I first heard her say dancer, I've dated burlesque dancing. I've dated people who done African dancing, Latin dancing, but we talked at the same time. So my stigma towards stripping was stripping. And then I didn't understand that that's what she was doing. And so that's why I said maybe, but then, like I said, I got to know her and I said, she's a very nice human being, and that goes further than my stripper mindset. It goes more into like, who are you as a person? So I think she's a great person. Okay. So whether it's a lasting romantic relationship, I think me and Tiffany will be friends forever.
That's good to hear. Any thoughts from anyone on the floor?
Cap.
Oh, what's Cap?
Someone said Cap.
Yeah, Danny did.
I heard something too.
What's Cap? What's
Stand
Cap?
on business.
Would you not
What do you
date an
mean by
exotic
that?
dancer?
When she say dancer, I don't know. Maybe it's an Atlanta thing. Somebody say dancer. That's the first thing.
That's universal.
No, it's all the same.
Is dancing is
Honestly,
I mean,
yeah,
it's nothing against. I'm talking about-
you're from Atlanta, so when you hear dancer, I know this girl. She worked in the club.
Yeah.
So that's probably what he's saying. Like when you heard dancer, you're thinking of something else. But he heard dancer since he's from like stripper culture, where he's from.
Right.
That's
I
the
was
first thing that
thinking-
comes to
Even
his
I was
mind.
thinking pop lock and drop it back around to Chris Breezy or something. That's what I thought. I'm thinking she up there with Party Next Door. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that exotic either off rip. I'm not thinking exotic either. Like the first time you know.
Yeah, and I don't gotta prove nothing. The women I dated will tell y'all they weren't strippers. They was dancers.
Okay.
So it is what it is.
And let this be known, this is not the only thing I do. I have a podcast. I have multiple businesses. This is a stepping stone. I believe in investing in myself. So if no one is going to invest in me, I'm going to invest in myself.
And once again,
That's how I get my money to invest in myself.
And I said in that episode, you shouldn't come at strippers just because they strip, man. Like, she don't want to do that the rest of her life. You can't do that the rest of your life. So, like, her as a person, you probably should get to know beyond that. And so I was able to get to know that basically because I didn't hear it. So my stigma beyond that got expanded, and I thank her for it. Now, like I said, whether it works romantically or not, it still was a judgment that I shouldn't have made because my balloons got popped with people not knowing me.
And it's crazy because the way that we met, I prejudged you, and you didn't get the opportunity to prejudge me because you didn't hear that. And I should have been more delicate with the situation, knowing how much I get prejudged. So yeah, that's why I got my balloon back.
They didn't learn.
All right, Tiff. Okay, so in this next segment, it's the ladies of episode 23. So as we all know, the internet, they criticize you guys, said all types of things. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of the segments.
And I feel like I'm on like a TED Talk when I'm like listening to you.
And the teeth just were not for me. Not for me.
And you said classy. I feel like I'm classy, but when it comes to being Haitian doll, I'm more of a hype girl. I like to get people out, dance, and and my lyrics are a bit like, so yeah.
Okay, so Jason, we'll go ahead and start with you. So they came for your teeth, the way you talk, like, how are you feeling going down that line and hearing all those things about yourself?
I mean, things I've never really heard that much before.
Okay.
But not really shocked by it because it's snap, thoughts. Also, too, like even some of my friends and family, like, bro, like, the way that you seemed on there is not how you really are. Cause like everybody who knows me know I'm like the latest person you meet. I'm always like, hype and whatever. But it's very different because when you're on there, you're trying to hear and articulate all that kind of stuff first time as well. So like even when Tara was talking, to her defense, it was like I was very just kind of drawn in, trying to listen and understand and stuff like that. The teeth thing, never heard that before, but I get it. People got their preferences.
Preference.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I didn't think anything of it. I'm not the kind of person that like, oh my gosh, my feelings kind of thing. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, that's crazy. But yeah.
Okay, and then so Tara, you said he sounded like a TED Talk or something like that.
Yeah, it just seemed like how he was. It was very business. That's how it sounded. And I'm just big on energy, so I was wanting to see more of like his personality, and so that's what I was presented with. So that's how I just assumed he was. And for me personally, I need someone like a bit more, like, kind of goofy and like fun, and not someone that's just so like business all the time, because I have to be business all the time at work. So when I come home, I want to have fun. Like I want to, and then after he sat down and he was completely opposite, and I was like, dude, what was going on? And they were like, what, Jason, like boring? No, that's not him. And I just wish I could have seen that, so maybe we could have possibly matched or something. But that didn't happen. Still a great guy.
Okay, so if he would have showed more of like his goofy personality, is he someone that's your type, like physically?
That in that scenario.
I know on the show I did say he was like physically, like he would have been someone I would have been interested in knowing just off of initial attraction.
Okay.
But then there's that extra energy part where I would have liked that as well for me to be able to match with him.
Okay. So now, Ish, you had mentioned his teeth. Are like teeth something like you like focus on pretty heavy? Is it something that's like deal breaker or not for you?
When we're talking about this setting, yes.
Okay.
Simply because, that's like the first thing for me that I look at someone smile,
Yeah.
because I'm a really cheeky person and I like a guy that makes me laugh, and I don't want to be drawn to that area in the wrong way. I'm choosing my words carefully because y'all tried to eat me alive. But I'm being honest. It was just the attraction thing for me, and teeth are a big thing, and it just was not my vibe. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
It's
Well,
my
let's
story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Well, then let's take a look at another clip from episode 23.
You said like the man should take more of like the bills and stuff. If you would have been like both incomes and like we build together and like that kind of thing, then rather just saying like, yeah, the man should take care of majority of the bills.
Okay, so can you go into detail a little more as to what you meant at this part? Because we were all just a little bit confused.
It made sense in my head. I didn't articulate it well. Obviously, people came from my neck. I'm very much not dumb. It just didn't come out right, y'all. I really don't even like the 50-50 question in general. I feel like that's big on how y'all are aligned mindset-wise. I don't feel like either way is a problem as long as both parties agree. For me personally, I would just rather build with someone. And I put a lot into my career so far.
You could build with somebody and still let them take care of majority of the funds. Like, what are you talking about? Y'all still, it's more than just finances when it comes to building. A relationship is more than just finances. The household, the lifestyle. Maybe you're not making the money, but you know, you handling stuff at the crib. Like, what do you mean?
So I would like to help out. Like, I know, especially in this economy, all bills and stuff on one person is a lot, whether you're a man or a woman.
Facts.
So if I'm thinking logically, he's gonna have to take care of me, him, and like I want 3 kids. So that's what, 5 cars, that's a house, a mortgage, that's college, that's like, I'm just being real.
Crazy.
That's a lot of cars. And all the kids, yeah.
Oh, they gotta get a car when they turn 16.
Like I have a lifestyle that I want to live. And so if I have to help out to like make both of our lives easier, I feel like there shouldn't be a problem with that. And the women came from my neck a lot.
That's a dub.
Okay. See, now that you had some time to able to explain it, it makes sense
they were
now.
like, oh, so you don't like, why you don't want your man to provide? I didn't say I didn't want him to provide. I said I want us to build together. And I feel like in this time, a lot of people just put a lot on like man should just be a provider, and they don't really have to do anything else like other than money. And for me personally, I make my own money, so you're gonna have to bring a little something more than just money for me.
Okay.
Personally, and there was nothing wrong with what Cliff said. We just had like, we kind of were saying the same thing. I think the intention behind them were kind of different. I just feel like he was more traditional in a sense, and I'm more, I wouldn't say a modern woman, but more of like a hybrid. So I just, there's nothing like, no side is wrong. I just feel like it's a matter of preference.
Yeah, so I agree with you on that point. Well, first and foremost, I think everybody should do whatever they think and they like. So if you're a 50-50 person, if you're a 100% person, if you're a none person, hey, there's people out there for everybody, you know? But, you know, my philosophy is kind of what you were articulating earlier, where it's like, I don't think it should be 50-50. I think it should be, you know, sometimes somebody's 30% and the woman needs to do 70%, you know, and sometimes the woman's feeling 20% and the guy should be 80%. I
It's a
think
partnership, yeah.
it should be an equal partnership, right? Because in this life, right, it takes 2 to tango. And if people are so obsessed over 50-50, who brings what to the table, like at the end, it's BS. Like, can you grow with your partner? Can you guys, you know, balance each other out?
Right. Y'all have to be
Facts.
aligned. It doesn't matter what you believe. As long as you find someone that can counteract that and is aligned with you, that's all that matters. Yeah.
Correct. Exactly.
So Cliff, in that moment when she had popped her balloon, did you understand why?
I was a little confused about it, but I mean, now that she explained it, everything, I mean, I feel a little bit, I understand a little bit more what she was talking about. So, I mean, I get it now.
Okay.
But I mean, in that sense, I feel like the whole 50-50 thing, it could be, different views on it. So, I mean, I feel like a woman, what she brings to the table is great as well. So I wasn't knocking that. Like, I would love for a woman to, work and do everything too, but I'm just that type of person that I'm going to do stuff as well too, just because where I came from.
Y'all could have had that conversation. I mean, y'all could have built off of that, but maybe it wasn't meant to be. I don't know. What do I know?
And the background that I live. So I would like to motivate my woman as well to do, whatever job, whatever career path she want to do, or whatever she want to do in the house or outside of the house. So that was just me, just far as like the whole 50-50 thing. Like, I bring a lot to the table too, and I wouldn't mind a woman bringing it as well, match my hustle as well. So.
All right, so this next clip includes you again, Cliff, but this time with Ish. Let's take a look.
Where are you currently? Like, where do you live?
I'm currently in Las Vegas.
So long distance is a no for you. Where are you?
I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, Detroit. Okay.
Okay, so Ish, we talked a bit about this on BM Talks to Them.
And I will reiterate it.
Yes, ma'am. So when you had applied onto the show, did you not realize that it was like a long distance thing and people come from all over the U.S. to come on the show?
I was aware of that.
Okay.
And I'll say it, like I said on the show before, it was never something that I was completely just disregarding. However, the distance was a bit too far. I live all the way in the Midwest. He lives all the way on the West Coast. If it was somebody that had been closer to me, Ohio, Illinois.
Bro, that's unrealistic. I'm sorry. I get what you're saying, but they literally put all across the U.S. And in all the episodes I've been watching, it's very rare for people to be in the same place. Like, that's even in the same realm of places. You in the Midwest, so you expecting everybody to come from the Midwest so you can have an easier travel. You being closed-minded like that, you might not find your person. I mean, the thing is, right? And it's just me trying to be as realistic as possible. Arlette met her husband. They did long distance. You saying across the U.S. as far? Her husband was across countries. And made it work. And you complaining about the U.S.? Look, I still hope that you find love. I do. I hope everybody do. But at the same time, if we keep on moving with the mindset that distance is far, the thing is, your husband might not be next to you. And if you want something long term, sacrifices must be made. And I mean, nothing's stopping you from packing up. Especially if you want something long term, you looking for that love. And if your man all the way across your state, y'all can move together and make adjustments there. But for now, what's a FaceTime? What's I remember some of my parents, people, they friends and stuff, even my parents said, back when they was young and they were dating and stuff, social media it wasn't like this. You couldn't find people across the internet like that. You was meeting people where you live at. Y'all couldn't even call each other. Y'all was using a house phone to call each other, giving each other y'all house numbers and walking around with pagers. It's not as easy as it is now. So you complaining about not making something happen that's only a 4-hour flight. Even though, then my thing is, he ain't even say you had to fly. Cliff said, I travel. He made it clear he traveled. He go country to country. He been past the U.S. states. He doing his big one out the country. So you don't want to be with somebody who was willing to make it work. And then if y'all really do become prosperous, you go, oh well, 4 hours, that's too far. You don't even know, you blocking blessings over a trip. Whatever.
Indiana, somewhere in my proximity, because those are still parts of the United States. Am I right, or am I?
Facts, but that's
all right. So it was the proximity, too far. I can take a 4-hour drive to Ohio. I can take a 30-minute flight to India, depending on where you are. It was the distance.
You took a flight to Arizona though for the show. So what's the difference for doing it for love? If you want love and a family and all these things, what's the difference?
with which he was. Like Las Vegas, Nevada is just it was too far for me. I wasn't willing to do something that long distance.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
You
like,
know,
and that's all it was.
coming on the show, you're gonna get a mixture of individuals from all over the state. So what I can say is like, hey, you may be banking on somebody that's closer, right? Like you said, Ohio or Illinois or whatever. You know, coming from West Coast to Midwest is like a 5-hour flight.
It's a
6
huge
hour
jump.
flight.
So
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
You know, unless, you know, you guys are gonna get hitched the next day, you know, it's a big commitment for a little bit of value, in my opinion.
I was
Thank
like
you.
closed off, like,
For
because
a
I
little
was.
bit of value. Do y'all not know it's pop the balloon or find love? Love is a little bit of value. LOVEE and affection. Y'all got it.
On multiple episodes. So the first episode I was on, I was closed off to the opportunity of, you know, connecting with somebody that wasn't in the same proximity as me or close. So I didn't really like match with anybody because I kept popping on anybody who didn't live close enough to me. But then the second time I came around the show, I was open-minded to the possibility of matching with somebody that was further away. But I understand where she's coming from.
So what?
It just depends on how actively you're looking.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
feel,
know, if you're
I feel
really,
the same way.
if you're like, oh, I'll wait on it, or if you're like, oh, I want something now, you know, you will compromise your you know, your distance.
I got something.
Definitely.
The only thing I have to say about that is I agree with what it said about the, you know, Detroit. I feel where she's coming from on that. But the one thing that I did say when I introduced myself was where I was from. I was a project manager based in Las Vegas, so I wanted to make that clear to the ladies where I was from out the gate, because if it was a distance issue, then I would like for them to pop.
Pop
So
right away, yeah.
I didn't want to waste nobody's time. If I'm being from Las Vegas, that was going to be an issue. So that's why I made it clear that I was a project manager from Las Vegas. So that's why I wanted the ladies to know where I was from, because if it was she from Detroit or, you know, New York or something like that, if that was going to be the reason, then we could have got that out the way instead of me coming to the end and feeling like, you know, I had that connection and I had that connection with that woman, and, you know, it didn't go that way. So it would have saved us both a lot of time, you know, if I would have she would have popped.
I get that, but if your match is willing to travel, regardless of her being from New York or not, then that's not going to matter. And if you find yourself being so compatible with somebody, like, that is unreal. Like, y'all, say him and that girl got to explore that connection, and she was like, oh yeah, like, this not that it's gonna be easy, but like, this feels right, like, out the gate. The distance doesn't matter. It doesn't. And at the end of the day, all of y'all are single. Everybody sitting right here, y'all all single. Y'all not in relationships. Y'all don't owe each other anything to that degree. So getting to know somebody after, because the thing is, when y'all popping a balloon and y'all getting matches, that's not meaning y'all have to get married. Y'all getting to know that person to see further than what y'all seen in the episode. Y'all not like, when y'all watch these episodes, like, really watch them. I want to say every person probably go 15-20 minutes off of the video. So I could just imagine how long y'all talking face to face, but that's still not enough to learn somebody. I feel like even in a year, you don't truly know anybody, because people are constantly evolving. The older you get, the more time that passes, you're constantly going to be a new person. Everything is not always going to be the exact same as it was as you were a child. Ideas change as time progresses. What you eat, what you like, who you talk to, all that stuff, it changes. So with that being said, you will learn someone after the experience and then see if it's even worth going that far. But you don't even know, because you put yourself in a box because you don't want to travel. A lot of people always talking about going on big trips. People want to explore out the country. They want to do this, they want to do that. The same energy you put into getting your passport and going these long trips and going country to country, what's going from one U.S. state to another U.S. state? What do I know?
Out the gate, and, you know, we went and made it to the end to, you know, hear that. So that's my only thing. But I don't have no, you know, hard feelings or nothing about it. You know, she made her decision and she did what she felt was best for her, and that was being from Detroit. The distance was an issue, so I didn't have no problem with it.
Okay.
I feel it, and I understand what you were saying, but I missed that. I think I asked that again because I missed that.
So to be devil's
So,
advocate, exactly what you were saying as well is like, you know, as we were on the stage as well, sometimes you don't really
It was
fully
very
catch
low.
everything, just like
Yes.
what you
So
said
I
as well.
definitely missed that.
It's all right. Right. You kind of forget everything that they say. You kind of fixated or focused on, you know, either the person that you're looking at, right? You're sizing them up and down, so you're not really fully present in what they're saying, or you know, you're fixated on one specific, you know, thing that they said, and you know, your mind's thinking about that instead of other questions. So I can see where you could have missed that and then wanted to, you know, hear that again.
And that's why
I agree.
asked again.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, you know, being on this show kind of opened my mind up to long distance. Like I hit the bug, like on my way back to Atlanta. I was like, maybe I could have matched with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because at first I didn't really get it that, yeah, we meet somebody that's across the country. But, you know, connection is spiritual, and spiritual knows no time and knows no distance. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, on the way back home to Atlanta, it kind of opened me up. Just like, you know what? I don't care where she at. If obviously we need some help, you know, that's what we on the show. So, you know, if I'm more open to entertaining communication-wise with distance.
I also want to say, right, if you're willing to come to Phoenix to be on the show,
Right. Why not?
that's because you want to be on the show. That means you can travel
Tell them BM.
to go and meet the person that you're trying to build with.
Tell them BM.
Well, that's a one-time trip versus you trying to build a relationship with somebody and then wanting you to come out every month or every other week. You know what I'm saying?
But you want to be on the show. If you want to go and see that person,
then you will.
then you can travel.
Can I chime in on that? Because that's exactly what I was going to say. At the end of the day, God, if you really like somebody and you feel that chemistry, ladies,
Catch that flight.
ladies, fellas.
So there's a saying where it says,
I don't think
go ahead.
she's
Sorry, I
finished.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
You'll buy that watch, you'll travel to me.
But what I was trying to say is that at the end of the day, if you really, really like someone and you're super interested, now there can be other determining factors like children, whatever the situation might be that may not cause you to move. Y'all will find that job. Y'all gonna find that remote job. When you really like somebody, you gonna do what it does. Love conquers all.
That's
you know,
very
and
true.
like he said, we came here knowing that there's the possibility that someone is not gonna be from our town, you know? So you have to come on this show open-minded. You have to come on this show understanding. But I get what you're saying too, like, because me too, I was kind of hoping I could meet someone that's a little closer to me,
Proximity,
a little.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, if I like you, what's up? And if you like me, what's up?
You gonna make it happen. You gonna make it happen.
No, I get what you're saying.
Because and that's why a lot of us are still single.
You're basing that off of a strong feeling. You can't get that feeling off of a couple questions with somebody.
Can I
And
say
just
something?
didn't have that feeling.
But this the thing. You don't know what feeling you gonna get because you're not even going beyond that. You're not even, because the thing is, like I said, you're single. You're single AF. That's why you're on the show. You don't have a man. There's nothing going on. Sorry, I hate to be this blunt, but there's nothing happening right now. So with that being said, when you meet that man, you're still single. When you're getting to know them, you're still single. Regardless if that man in your state or not, you're not going to have them strong feelings off rip. It's going to take some conversations. It's going to take some dates. It's going to take some text messages back and forth, some FaceTime calls. So why are you basing it off of where you're at? Either way, you have to learn about someone to develop feelings. Either way, maybe you like them physically. Maybe that's an off-rip thing. Absolutely, because that's what you see. People look with these eyes right here. When people looking at each other, they so straight to judge. They so quick to judge. Rather that's liking, disliking, finding something that they don't like about your feature or the way that you look, your physique, all that. It's so fast. It's just with looks. So as far as your feelings though, you can't develop that without knowing someone. And like I said, in a year, you still don't know someone. You know of them. Maybe you have some facts, you know their first and last name. Maybe you know their favorite color and their birthday by now. But you don't know them. You're still developing something with them. So it don't matter where you live. What are you talking about? Be for real. It's the same steps regardless of what state you live in.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Love doesn't stay in one place.
Come on, man.
Love is not in one area.
Tell them.
If you're struggling to find the love of your life, maybe you need to look somewhere else.
Tell them.
You know? Me and Arlette, we wasn't even in the same country.
Talk.
So just to kind of let you guys know that long distance shouldn't be something that is blocking you from finding somebody, because I'm telling you right now, if you're struggling, maybe you need to look somewhere else.
Long
It's only
distance can actually
temporary.
make your relationship a
You know,
lot
it's-
stronger.
it's a
too.
temporary-
Yeah.
Trust, that
Right.
trust
And it's
factor.
temporary. One person can move. You know, I understand it can be hard, but if you find that person that is the one that you want from somewhere else, you know you're not gonna get that person where you are. Maybe you need to find a way to make it work.
Expand your horizon.
Right.
And that's what the show is about.
Them need
I'm
to talk.
out.
Preach, man.
I thought something was wrong with my mic.
BM talks to them.
BM talks.
BM talks.
All right. So, Rob, you got a couple of bald comments, and they also mentioned how you talk and things like that. Let's take a look at your segment.
Bald is not really my thing. I think
Man, I can't even control it.
I know. And I don't mean to say it like that. It's just I feel like maybe if we were 40s and like you were bald, then it would be like different. But we're like really young.
I know.
So yeah, that's it. And then I don't want to be mean, but I just don't really like how you talk.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hi, my name is Kamina and I'm 27, and it's just about the hair thing.
The slow.
All right. So, Kamina, you said it's just about the hair thing. You don't like bald either?
No, not really. I grew up all my life with my stepdad being bald, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Family trauma, girl.
I don't have a lot of family trauma. It's just that, I like a particular look for me as well, too. Just like everybody has their type. And it's just, for me, bald is just not for me. And I've seen that too many times growing up with myself. I just prefer hair. But, once I be an old woman, I probably wouldn't care. But as me right now, as a young lady, I want a man with hair on his head.
That's all I was saying.
That's it.
Bald just mean a lot of testosterone, ladies. They got that,
I don't care what it means. I like a man with hair.
All right, so Ish, you kind of mentioned how he talks was one of the reasons you popped. How does he talk? What was it?
He's a little bit too soft-spoken for me. With the woman that I know that I am, maybe more assertion. And that shows a lot, about a person, the way they speak. The way they speak. So the really soft-spokenness, like it just didn't it didn't
soft-spoken.
tickle my fancy.
Rob, have you ever gotten that before about you're too soft-spoken for me?
Actually, no, I have not. I get very smoothing, right?
You made that word.
You made that up.
I've never had it's so soft. I've been like, hey, you calm down my temperament, and especially after a long day of working or going out there in the world, like I've said before on the catch up, there's a time and place for everything. If I gotta raise my voice and assert dominance, I'll do that. Like, it's no problem. But for me
I like the way you talk.
Thank
I'm not gonna lie. You speak very well. You articulate yourself very well. You sound very well educated. Personally, I just don't like the hood scrimp fold like 5, 6, 7, Kodak, black. You speak like a man who has an education. You speak like a man with wisdom and knowledge. So I beg to differ.
It's a match.
I just like the way I like the way he talks. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, I've gotten that. And then in terms of the bald comment,
Right.
you know what they say? The most successful people in the world are bald. Just let you know.
Screaming, is that what they say?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's because of stress.
So yours is
this
because
is
of
choice.
stress.
I used to have a big old bunch of hair, man.
This is choice.
And too much stress made all the hair go.
Hey, every day I woke up, there was another hair follicle on my pillow.
Rob, bye.
but you know, I love being bald. I wouldn't change it for the world, you know. So shout out to all my bald brothers out there.
And I just can I
Shout out to the bald men.
Can I set the record straight?
Show the ball.
Can I set the record straight? Because a lot of people have something to say about the fact that I waited to pop Maul's balloon and he was bald too. Now listen, I'm not saying that every bald person on the face of this earth I'm not, you know, interested in or I'm not attracted to. It's just that for me, that is a really big thing. And in that situation, like, I didn't like it with you. No offense, you're handsome, everything, you know, like I said before. But I don't think that because that's not my preference, like, I can't have exceptions to that. I feel like everybody has exceptions to that. Like, if you are a guy that's like, oh, I love light-skinned women, that doesn't mean that you would never be attracted to a brown-skinned or a dark-skinned woman, right? So the fact that I said that I feel like I got chewed up online about that, like, well, you can't blah, 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 blah. And I'll explain it like I explained before. Like he said, his hair follicles was leaving him. Jamal's hair follicles was not leaving him. He was just bald. He was shaved really low.
Who's Jamal?
Maul.
He ended up not
Maul.
showing.
Maul.
Okay.
No,
All
he's
right,
not.
so-
He's not true bald.
So yeah, he's not a true bald.
Not
He
true
just
bald.
shaves his hair.
Yeah, we don't associate.
See
true
what I'm
bald
saying?
people.
You're a true
Yeah,
bald.
You don't understand the
Clubs.
pain, man.
Right.
Rob said, "Stop attacking me." All right. Anyway,
Wait,
so
I have one more thing to say.
Oh, go ahead.
And about the whole bald thing, because I know a lot of people are gonna get on me. Oh, you're gonna let the bald thing get in the way. It's just kind of like, I think it's like people just pick what to be mad at. Because I got popped on.
Yeah.
Because my hair was no, not because my hair. A girl got popped on because her hair was too long. I got popped on because I had too much makeup or glitter. It's kind of like, okay, so why do people nitpick on what they want to call people out for? But I'm gonna get ate up because I said I don't like him because he's bald. Why didn't the other guy Why did everybody roll up on the other guy say he didn't like me because of my makeup or because okay, so Maul popped on a girl because she had glitter on her chest. I popped because I have glitter on my chest. It's kind of like we kind of pop for the same thing. So it's just like people like what they like, regardless of what the next person think. If you if you like how he
They
speaks,
do, but this is a show, so like, I feel like don't take none of this stuff personal. That's all I can tell you. Don't take it personal. When you signed up for this, I'm sure you watched the other episodes or at least read a couple comments or two. These people be going crazy, but that's just what comes with it. Like, but if you stay with, you know, a focused mindset, then you will realize you came up here for a match. You shouldn't care about the comments or like that. It is what it is. You came up here to find love, not care about what other people say about you finding love. Like, it's just what comes with social media. People gonna comment on what you do, what you say, who you with, who you associate with. They gonna do that. That's what comes with social media.
she like how he speaks, but she don't like how he speaks. We're just all different in
she
a
a
way.
rapper? She should
I
know
just don't
these
like bald guys, and I feel like I shouldn't be getting attacked because what do you guys want me to do? Oh, you're bald. Okay, I'm gonna just be with you just to make the comments happy. I'm not. It's my life. I just don't like bald guys. Either you take it or you leave it.
Okay.
I was gonna say that earlier.
Love it.
Okay, let's move on to our next clip. So our next clip actually does involve Kamina, aka Haitian Doll.
Hi, my name is Kamina. I'm 27, and I popped my balloon. You're not ugly. It is the haircut for sure because. Long story. Somebody that I dealt with had that same haircut. It's just PTSD. Look.
I don't like the haircut either though. It's not because I know somebody with their haircut. It's giving Jason Derulo. I don't know.
Okay, wait. One of them haircuts. Yeah.
But I healed from that moment. I'm able to say right then and there, this is what gives me trauma. And I do not want to wake up to a man every day to see that haircut. And it's just going to bring back memories of what happened to me. So.
Her family.
So Kamina.
So serious. I was upset, y'all.
So Kamina, yeah, as we just saw on Pop the Balloon, you were like, oh, PTSD, low key, and it was like kind of like a. It didn't seem as serious, but then when we spoke about it on BM Talks to them, it was like a different tone that you had towards the situation. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes, and I want to apologize for even coming on the podcast like that, Arlette. It was just, it's different when you're saying it to somebody on the show, like, okay, PTSD, whatever the case is, because it is true. The story is true. And people might think it's crazy, because there's times when I see a guy with that haircut, I'm like, oh, it reminds me of that person, and whatever the case is. So, the comment was very honest and true, but it's just kind of like it's different when you're watching it on the podcast and you're seeing people actually laugh about it. And you're not there to kind of defend or talk about it. It's just being talked and you're not there. And it's just being kind of like, from what I take it as being made of a joke. So that's where it kind of came from. I'm like, okay, so I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, It's being talked about while I'm not there, and it just seems like it's being more of a.
So did you joke about it because you was uncomfortable? Sometimes people joke about stuff when they uncomfortable about things. So it's hard to interpret how serious it was though in the moment because you laughed about it. But I also think if that's your trauma, then like you made that decision for you. We can't tell you what to do, so keep moving that way.
Joke, but it's more different if I'm there to say it myself on the show. I don't know, I can't really explain what I'm trying to really say, but it was just a little bit hurtful because I did talk to Kendall outside of the show, and I did tell him, I told him about the haircut thing because he asked, why'd you pop on me? And I'm like, I wasn't lying. I did have somebody that I messed with always had that same haircut every time I see it. It reminds me of him, and it does bring back some type of PTSD for me because the whole relationship was just very terrible. So yeah, and the fact that, I think that's what also made me mad. The fact that I told him that and I saw him on the show just laughing about that too. It just kind of made me just kind of mad at him and just, I shouldn't have been mad about everybody else because like you said, everybody didn't know it was kind of like, a joke, but Kendall kind of knew exactly what it was, and for him to do that, and it just made me kind of like be upset. So that's what that was about.
Quick question, because I noticed with yours, right? You said a lot of comparisons with your family. What's that about? Like, you compared every male to your family.
Not my family. First of all,
Or
my
friends, or-
cousin's baby daddy. The only one that I compared with my family was him. And I would even say the guy's really family. He's my mom's best friend. His name is Jonas, and he looks just like him. And us Haitian has that, exotic look, and I'm gonna just bring that out. Shout out to my Zoe. Haitians are very beautiful. I mean, look at me, look at her. And look at him, even though you're not Haitian, you look at him. Very beautiful people. I love my people, but it's just kind of like when you grow up with certain people that, I don't know, it's just he looks a lot like Jonas, but I don't know, maybe I know a lot of people. A lot of people know who I'm probably around a lot of people, so yeah, a lot of people do look like other people. Not trying to, make it seem like, oh, you look like this person. It's just what it is for me.
Can I say something to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love you. As my Haitian sister.
Yeah, go ahead.
You gotta let that go.
Let what go?
The holding on to other, because at the end of the day, somebody's gonna always kind of look like somebody. Like you just said, a lot of people. So you're gonna be able to find something in everybody that reminds you of somebody. But don't let that hold you from your body.
I mean, I'm looking
your
at
person.
a lot of people right now. They don't remind me of a lot of people.
I think I get what Kamina's saying, because we had a conversation off screen.
She's
like,
hilarious.
my brothers are handsome. Like, I have a handsome family, but I would never date a guy that looked like my brother because you remind me of my brother. Like, I'm gonna think about my brother when I see you. So the fact that they remind her of somebody that familiar to her, I think that's where she's coming from. And I wouldn't dabble in that either. Like, even if
I heard that sometimes we date people that's like people around us, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, that they kind of look similar. They of course they'll never look identical, but like, I don't think that's a bad thing, especially like, at least for me, my dad has been in my life my whole life. Even to this day, we still chop it up. So if I was with someone that looked like my father, I don't think it would come from a weird place. Like, I don't think they would look alike. Maybe their features kind of similar. Like maybe they both got a beard. Like maybe they both dark skinned with tats. Like, maybe that's the similarities that make them kind of similar, but they still all in all different. But it will be coming from a place of like love and endearment because I had such a good dad, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really know how else to explain it. Like, I think y'all putting way too much into that thought.
I think they were attractive because it's like, you're gonna remind me of my brother. Like, oh, you look like my brother. Get away from me. Like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to kiss you. I don't want to cuddle you. Like, that's just the energy that I have because you resemble somebody that's on that level with me. And I think that's what it is. Not saying that she's comparing everybody to people she likes or just trying to find a reason to not like.
When I made the dad, I would never, I never even thought in the back of my mind to sleep with my dad. That's weird. So if that's what you're thinking, I think you're weird. I think you overthinking this shit, like, to the max.
Like somebody. Like, if it's not there, it's just not there.
Yeah.
So I get you, sister.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's like a lot of people in this room right now, and I don't really think anybody besides you two look like somebody.
I mean,
I'm just saying, it's just what it is. Just being honest.
Got it. And then now the word group chat was thrown around so many times. So let's take a look at this short clip.
Yeah, so going to the podcast you guys did with the boys, I was pretty shocked because we've been in this group chat, I believe, for 2 weeks, maybe, I don't know, and we were thinking everything's cool, everything's okay, and to just see the stuff they said about us that they knew completely was not true about us. They know us from a different level of just the show that we filmed.
You perceive people in a certain way, especially with how they present themselves on camera, and getting to know the guys behind the scene. Thought I built really good friendships with them, but seeing the podcast and how it played out, it was giving very much Black women aren't protected, and I didn't necessarily agree with that. I'm sure they lead overall good lives. I just didn't like the way that they, like Carrington said, doubled down on how we were, these terrible Black women, and getting to know them and hearing the positive things that they were saying about us, and then to go out on the internet and completely flip the script. It was like absolutely mind blowing. It was like blindly raging to see that they did us like that.
Okay, so this group chat, was it everyone from the episode in one group chat together? Is that what this was?
Let me just say,
mostly everyone.
Go ahead, Tiffany.
Let me just say, as soon as I left that building, I said, "Don't add me to no dang group chats."
Oh,
I've been through this before. I was on a previous episode, so I know how messy it can get. So I said, "Don't add me to the group chat. I don't want to be no part."
The group chat started.
Mike.
The group chat started as guys. All right, it was.
Did you start as the guys?
I started it as guys.
Okay.
When me, Tiffany, Maul, and his date, we matched first on the show. We left. I don't know who added everybody, but when we left, everybody was in the group chat.
Besides me.
And then it became a communion. It became a family reunion. And then once the community of people who saw the show came into it, we fell apart. Like, people just broke us apart. That's just what happened.
I mean, it sounds like y'all said things though. So what is it? Because how did community change?
Okay, let's hear from, I think, Jason. Go ahead, Jason.
So the way the group chat got started, where all of us got into it, was because the night that we had the show, we decided to all go out.
Okay.
And so to find where everybody was going to go, we created the group chat, right? So that's how that happened. Kind of to what TJ was saying, there was some skerfuffles and things that started to happen as the show got released, as there was difference of opinions, there was responses of like the comments being sent, all that kind of stuff. I guess from my perspective, like some of the ladies were saying on there, I was confused on the part of like not protecting Black women, or what that meant. From our episode, none of us said anything derogatory, rude, crass, or anything like that to any of the women, especially them as Black women. We told our experience on the show. We responded to some of the things that were said about us, but none of us were coming at Black women, coming at them at all, or anything like that. And so that was super confusing to us as guys. Even people in the comments were like, what are they talking about? There's nobody coming for them as, Black women or whatever. And then too, even if that was the case, it was weird to me because it was like, well, on the show, if you're saying coming at Black women, what do you call it when you're telling a Black man that his teeth are horrible in front of, millions of people? What is that? Is that protecting Black men? And so all of that was like super confusing to me.
So just to touch on what I said, the protect Black women thing was not that you guys were attacking us, is that you knew who we were as women behind the scenes, and you seen what the internet said about us, and you guys had the opportunity, the platform, the time, the space to be like, hey, you guys should stop talking about these women in that way. We've met them on this level, and
even if they do that, they can't stop the internet from commenting on what they seen in y'all episodes, or having their opinions of what they seen in y'all 15 minutes of fame, or whatever the case may be. I don't remember how long you were on there, but my whole point is, even if they said that, it's not gonna change how nobody feeling. People still have their own opinions, and the more things that you say, they're gonna keep drawing their own opinions and keep coming up with whatever they feel in that moment, in that time, because that's what the internet does. The internet, when you enter the internet, even if it's not as a content creator, even when you on a platform, because Arlette isn't the first person to do Pop the Balloon. It's plenty of different Pop the Balloons. Now they got 20 V1s and all this other stuff. They comment on every single person that's involved. That's just the internet. That's just what people do. They sit in their houses and they talking about you and everybody else, and it's not personal because they don't know you. So the only thing you can do to protect yourself instead of feeling like people owe an explanation to other people is to not take it personal because only you know you. They don't know you.
This way and there, like you had the platform to clear that up, and you didn't do anything.
Are you saying like us
So you
comment
wanted
to
them to-
people, like to comment on the comments, or what are you specifically saying we should have done?
You had the, like I said, you had the opportunity to speak up for us in a positive light. Like, let's not act like we're not on these platforms and we have a certain level of power. Like,
They didn't act that way.
there were episodes where, you know, the women said something about, you know, whatever, and then you had the guys clap back in a negative way or be sassy or whatever. And, you know, there wasn't really much scrutiny toward, I'm not going to say there wasn't any scrutiny toward the women, because I'm sure anybody and everybody has something to say. But we got it the worst, I think, because we were being honest. We were being asked.
I don't agree with this. I'm sorry. I remember when the dude that they was calling Turtle, when he was saying, you not fit for my program, baby. You don't fit for me. You don't I forgot what exactly he was saying. I can't remember, but if y'all been watching Pop the Balloon, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And when he said that, they was chewing him up. They was going in all over TikTok, every social media you could think of. Like, he was all over my For You pages. And I mean anything you could think of, because I've also seen him in the YouTube Reel For You page. Like, he was viral. A lot of these people be going viral and they be getting chewed out of their spot. They be getting chewed up. Like, or even when the girl had told the guy with the dreads, she was like, yeah, because you don't use good words in your day-to-day speak. And everybody's like, day-to-day speak? How you gonna talk about him because of the way that he talk and say that he sound like your brother when they both came from the same place? And you acknowledge that yourself. So that's just what, when it come down to it, just because you're not seeing it all the time and because it's not true all the time, not that you in the hot seat, it's, oh, they do this. No, they be chewing up everybody. That's facts. It don't matter what you do. You, like, unless you really came on there and your hour or 15 minutes or 20, because it depends on what side you on, and unless that went like ultra respectful, and like when they ask you why you popped your balloon and you was like, oh, you know, he's just not my type, like, depending on what you said, they was finding anything to nitpick and say. So with that being said, it's not just you. Every time I watch these videos, whether it's the reunion, whether it's the love, the blind segment that they had, and even the regular Find Love or Pop the Balloon segments, I read the comments and they chew up everybody. This is not just a you thing. So
To be specific about these things, and because you guys, you know, portrayed yourselves, you know, in a way where it's like, okay, you were nice, laid back, you were kind of like, in a way, the internet seen it as you guys were taking the jabs and you guys were just these upstanding men and we were just these terrible women. That's literally how they were portraying us in the comments. So because you guys knew that, we talked about that every single day in the chat after reading those comments, and you knew these things. You could have went on that platform and be like, hey, we got to know these women. They're nothing like what the comments are saying. And that's what I mean by protect. You didn't have to not attack us. You could have used that platform, that space to give a positive light to what we.
On your episode, did y'all say that about them though? Like, what's the standard
we're going through?
I feel
and
like
you did not do that.
I feel like everybody is just now meeting each other. Honestly, I feel what you're saying, but I feel like it's nobody's job to take up for you. I matched with TJ, and so many people call me Gold Diggers because he's a children's book author and I'm a dancer. I didn't ask him to cape up for me.
Yeah, I don't think,
everybody, we're all grown here. We're big women, we're big men.
yeah,
Stand up for yourself.
I don't
People
think
are
that's
still
fair.
gonna think what they want.
I think that goes to the men on the show too. If they were holding themselves in a respectful way on the show, like, I feel like that was good enough to not bounce
to go back.
at you.
Because just like we could have gone on that show and clapped
acted
back
ass, and
and
acted
been an
ass.
asshole,
Crashed out,
right?
yeah.
And I don't think that's fair for you to expect us to do something, you know, because we're all busy men. We all have things that we're doing, you know, day in, day out. I mean,
What did that have to do with the podcast? We're not asking you to defend us every day online or anything like that. And I'm not even asking you to go online and just be like, you know, just defend us. But the responses that I got from the podcast, like furthering that, it just further proved that it's like, oh, okay, yeah, these were these good men and they just happened to get trapped with these bad women. Not saying y'all had any responsibility to do that, but you didn't. Like it didn't give it didn't give the men that I met in that chat. I thought we were like genuinely like, I don't know, it gave genuine at first. I felt like you guys were like just good in that way, but when you guys went on a podcast, it didn't give what the guys.
So what did you want us to do?
Right, your expectations is so unrealistic. It'd be one thing if one of them was your boyfriend. Maybe they should stick up for you because y'all together or something. But these men, none of these people on either men, women, whatever, they don't owe you nothing. Like, what?
You wanted to say something? Go ahead.
Well, I had a similar experience with the first lady, Sandra, when they kept calling her a gold digger. I didn't look at her like that, but it's almost impossible to save.
Yeah, you can't control the
Yeah,
narrative.
it's like a unflood. It's like when it dropped, and a guy dodges gold digger. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, I reached out to her. I was like, I'm sorry that they thought that. Like, you just, every time I said something, she's not a gold digger. Never thought that. It's just like, it just goes in. It's like throwing a pebble into the ocean.
Why?
You know what I'm
why
saying? Like,
care?
it's just almost impossible. You know what I'm saying? To defend
Why
anybody.
care what other people think? If you knew and we knew that you were great people, that's all it should have been. It doesn't matter what other people think. You can't change their opinions.
And I was just gonna say that it's your job to be secure and confident within yourself, you know. And this is not to like, you know, but I'm not saying that you're not. But at the end of the day, like, it's our job to be secure in ourselves that no matter what anybody says, we know who we are. So I could care less what anybody has to say because I know who I am. So I wouldn't need you to defend me. I wouldn't need to defend myself to all the comments out there.
Right.
I know who I am.
Yeah, you stand
Right,
on
period.
what you
Like,
say.
Okay, so
Kamina first.
Hold on, I have just something to say about that, where she's coming from. First off, everybody has their opinion about the situation, but being in the situation is different from what you guys think. To have somebody sit here and smile on my face every day, make plans of we should do this, we should go here, we should blah blah, thinking everything's just so cool, and then you go on the podcast, the energy's so different. You don't have to defend me. I don't care. I don't care for the comments. I've been in the limelight. I've been viral for
They
others.
was giving a truth. There was no different energy. I'm confused here. Like, did we watch the same thing? I don't know.
Things too. I get bad comments and good comments. I don't care. It's just that I don't like people in my face smiling, acting like they're my friends, acting like we're good, and then you go on something else, and then there's way more stuff even happening in that chat prior to that too. It's not just, whatever. I'm not even gonna get into that, but it's just seeing that kind of made me look at y'all different. And you're right. The fact that, I saw that, okay, so they switched up, they went on the podcast, said what they said, and after we've been making plans, doing whatever you want to say, that just tells me I'm not going to no longer talk to you. I left the chat and I saw what it was, and that's just what it is.
So hold on, guys, hold on. I know this is a juicy topic. So what's one thing bad that they said about you guys when they were on the podcast?
Right. One thing that I heard was how we embarrassed African American men, or as an African American men, we're putting you guys down.
And we went on camera and broke down black men.
And there's another one saying
But is that what they said on the podcast, or what viewers were saying?
That's what they said on the podcast.
The men on the show?
I don't remember saying
We didn't say that.
Who said it?
I did not say that.
I'm sure we can find a clip.
Okay, let's hear from TJ. Go ahead, TJ.
All right, so I wasn't on the podcast, so I have no fight in this. All right. Me and Maul had matches, so it was for the unmatched people.
Correct.
So when I look back at the episode, they will tell you I left the group chat because I didn't watch it.
TJ Mike.
They will tell you I left the group chat because I was like, why did y'all upset them? Was that true? Was that true? I remember I left the group chat. Like, I was like, you guys upset them, I'm leaving. It was because they said that you guys were talking about them in a bad way. I went back and watched the episode. It was a couple statements in there that was probably offensive. Okay. But
do you remember?
Like
such
what?
as
It was the white women comment.
White women.
What white
in
women?
the podcast?
It was that's the only thing I remember. And it was the doubling back. That some of them doubled back.
I don't want to say anything about white women.
I feel like we just answered the questions that was brought to us. That's all.
It was those two comments that I heard. That was it. So it was they doubled back on some certain women. I mean, if you let me finish, I'll say it.
Okay, go ahead, TJ.
So it was somebody said in the podcast that y'all was doubling back and that they didn't mean to pop their balloon.
Are you talking about the women's podcast?
Yeah.
They're talking about
no.
Okay.
That the men said that they was doubling. The women were doubling back on them, and that they were regretful for popping their balloon.
Oh.
And the women was like, "We ain't want y'all. Like we stood on business." And so they felt like y'all was lying about doubling back. And the second thing was somebody did mention this is a problem in the black community. And that with white women, that's where that's the second comment.
So there was a miss.
Okay,
That
hold
was
on.
it,
I
that
know.
was it,
Okay,
that was
okay.
it.
First of all, I don't know anything about this doubling back situation. I don't remember that at all. Said in the whole podcast.
I do remember that comment.
You do remember that?
Yeah,
Who said that?
they just basically said like, oh, off the camera, it was different. They wish they would have not have popped.
But that's not doubling back.
that's
That
saying the energy was
was
different
that is the energy that we said. Okay, on camera, right? You know, these women said yada yada yada, but when we met them off camera, they were
different.
very cool.
Oh, okay.
That's what we meant by that.
That could've
Okay.
been, yeah.
Second part
Things
of that
could've got
with the white women. I don't know anybody said anything about white women. I mentioned the black community. What's wrong with the black community is that a lot of us look at materialistic things instead of things that really matter. And the other races, I don't know, I didn't say white women. I said the other races don't do that as much.
Is that because you are you? What is your what is your dating preference? Are you typically dabbling in that to
What does that
understand?
have to do with my question? Or my
Because
statement?
you're talking about the black community, so do you go and date?
So is this
white
true though? What I said?
I think that's the point she's trying to get to is are
that
you
why
with other races? Are you a part of the other races?
I'm
Like
all races.
for you to be able to say that, like
I
black people, we always talk about our race and what the issue is with our race because it is our race and we know that and we are constantly putting our business out there where other races aren't doing that. And if we're not involved in all these other races, then how do we know that that's a thing? How do we know that that's a fact?
Okay, so what I'm referring to is the music that we listen to, the way we speak about our women. Okay, that's what I'm referring to as when I say the black
Culture.
Our
The
culture
culture.
is messed up. When you listen to rap, it's derogatory. It puts down women. It's talking about money, cars, yada yada. If you listen to any Spanish music, white music, or not white music, but country, whatever type of races, they don't talk about those things, right? And that is what's holding our community back. Is that this is what we glorify, is the materialistic BS, and that's what I meant by that. It wasn't no attack on you guys. It wasn't no attack on a single individual. I was talking it as a whole race and culture. And that's it.
And I'm done.
All right. Well, any final thoughts about anything we talked about, maybe anything we missed, whatever it is, if you want to throw on there? Go ahead, Jason.
So I think something that wasn't on camera, but the whole thing of protecting or not protecting. So with the situation that you're saying where we didn't do that or whatever, and you're saying how you could have had the opportunity, for me, that's something that is big in general. If I look at something, I'm seeing somebody from the show or a show in general get really blasted with something that's ridiculous. From the episode when I matched with Charisma, right? There was an Instagram or a YouTube video made by some guys that was extremely derogatory, demeaning. They were saying all kinds of nonsense about her. And this is not me being, superhero, but I made a response video to what they were saying because I shamed them as grown black men about the things they were saying about another black woman on a platform, right? It was disgusting, it was demeaning. And that's a situation where, I'm not, some captain, but at the same time, like if I'm ever as a black man in general seeing a woman being, hurt or something extremely demeaning or derogatory, I'm going to step in. So I guess for me to hear that, it was kind of like, what do you mean? But at the same time, like for us, it wasn't like you were saying we could change a narrative. It was more so us responding to things. And I don't think it was in that situation needful for us to come on and just say, hey, we should have responded badly to them. Because I don't think it was that they said wrong things. what everything they said, even on the show, was their preference. The reason, like Ish said, the reason it got highlighted was because of the way that we responded. And I said, the thing is, when you have guys on the platform that have motion outside the show, they're not going to be like crashing out on the show when something's said about them. It's just like, okay, it is what it is.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Any other final thoughts?
I just want to say thank you to you, Arlette. Thank you to BM for just you guys having a true passion. You know, a lot of people you'll see in the comments, this is staged, this is fake. Oh, this, yeah, you can really tell at this point this is staged. This is a wife and a husband who truly want to connect people and really want people to find love. It's happened. While there hasn't been a lot of matches, and even though there has been matches, and some of the matches didn't last, like mine, there is true intent in this show, you know? So I'm glad that I was able to come on and inspire people. I didn't mean to pull my wig off, but you know,
No, I'm glad you pulled your wig off.
I just want to say thanks.
I agree with what she. I want to top on or piggyback on what she just said as far as you and BM. Like, I don't think people understand that you guys are opening up your platform to
Help other people.
kind of like help other people bring their platform up. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I swear to God, I didn't know nothing about this social media stuff. The Instagram been popping lately. Like, people on the DMs and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I stream on Twitch. So like all that carries over to my Twitch. And that's because of you guys. Like, and that's like, that just shows the unselfishness of you guys to actually put that out there. And you know what I mean? Like, like you guys aren't hating or saying, like, oh, you don't get my viewers or don't, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are actually pushing for that. So that's a big ups to you guys for real.
Thank you. My final thoughts would be to never, you know, there's more to people within what meets the eye. I came on here and I said my profession, and everybody had, you know, things to say, preconceived notions about me, but I'm glad I was able to showcase my personality. I can only thank you and BM for that. Like I said, all these people have different personalities, different stories, and it's very interesting to get to know each and every one of you because, you know, you all have a story to tell and, you know, places you want to be. And I really like respect the platform because it has helped me, you know, showcase who I actually am.
Wow. Danny?
Well, like I was saying, being on the show opened my mind up to saying my love may not be in Atlanta. You know, there's a lot of good women across the country, and it slowed me down actually for looking for love. It's like, you know, you can find a $20 bill, but you discover treasure. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna let the love that I've been looking for come to me. And so that's why I appreciate this platform, because it's like, I think all these women are good. Especially in the lineup I had, I think all of them found something else like, dang. So it's like, okay, I'm just gonna slow down and just focus even more. So it just really tuned me into, let me just be my complete self, because all the brothers are good, the women are good. It's just like, it's a lot of good people in the world. And then when we get to bring the positivity out of the situation, I think we be able to uplift each other, you know, because it's entertainment at the same time. So they hone in on the negative aspects of it. But when we really hone in, it's like, dang, us as a people, we do need to come together. And then we get these matches, and then you be able to start family, and that's what creates generational wealth. You know, then we'll be able to find the positive aspect in what you're doing, because the goal is like what y'all two have, BM and Arlette, y'all power team, y'all power couple, and y'all trying to put that out there. And, you know, so that's what I got from the show, and I just appreciate that, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just gonna thank BM and Arlette. Obviously, the platform is amazing. You give people a space to grow, even if it's not within a relationship, and I really appreciate that. One thing I will say is, for the people out there that are watching, you know, these shows, not just this one, but in general, you have to realize the internet is not really a real place. Like, you guys were saying so many awful things, and not just about me,
Oh my gosh,
about
yes.
a lot of the people that are sitting on this couch and even the ones that didn't make it to this couch. You do not know these people, and let's not pretend like you guys are out there perfect, because unless y'all are married and in a happy one at that, you can be married and unhappy. Unless y'all are in a happy marriage, with finances all together and your life is just perfect, you have absolutely no room to judge or talk about people that are sitting on this couch or that just, happen across your screen one day. And stop going out of y'all way to be mean to people, because you don't know how it affects somebody's day. Like, I'm a pretty strong person, but I was damn near blocking 10 people a day when the show first aired, because you guys were saying all types of negative things about me. And for that to affect my day, I really don't be caring what nobody say for real, but for that to affect my day, that gave me a new perspective.
I understand where you're coming from, but I hate to like cut you off while you talking, because you definitely spitting. Like, people are very mean on the internet. They say some cruel things, man. I know at one point in my adolescence, like growing up, because like my parents was saying, like nowadays, it's so hard to like, tell your story, because it's literally put all over the world. Like, it's so tough to like, you could, like, I remember this dude was saying to me today, you could get in a fight when back when he was young, and you could tell everybody you beat up the person you was in a fight with, and what they gonna say, you didn't. But now if you get into a fight, man, it's all over Twitter, Instagram, you name it. There ain't no denying what happened. So like, the media, man, it's quite the place, and I understand where you're coming from. People react to these videos because, of course, it is still entertainment, but at the same time, we must understand that none of this is personal. Every video I've reacted to, where I've said things and I've reacted to this, I've said more than we truly don't know y'all. We only basing things off of the couple seconds we see. So like, I understand you being upset, but like, the internet is truly that type of place. And if you know that you can't handle the stuff that come with the net and how bad it is, which I don't agree with what everybody do. I don't agree with people going as far as they do. No, I don't. But at the same time, that's kind of just what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? I might not be the biggest platform right now, but even where I'm at now, people still say negative things. I still get negative stuff. I still see my face on places. This is a thing, but I know it come with this, because these people don't know me though. So what I'm tripping for? Y'all not paying. Shoot, in all honesty, like and subscribe and comment and all of that. That's, if anything, you ain't doing nothing but boosting my algorithm. You ain't doing nothing but making stuff better for me. So at the same time, take that negative and make it a positive. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say you do, especially with the dude said, like, this platform, people coming over to my Twitch. He could have came on there and been a terrible person, and then people start loving his Twitch. Like, you just got to take the positives out of negative situations.
On how I am going to decide to carry myself on these social media platforms, on the internet. I'm a lot nicer. I'm a lot more graceful. Not saying that I was mean or anything, but I'm a lot more graceful on these platforms, because you just really don't know that person for real, and you don't know what they're going through. So be nicer and stay blessed out here.
Yes.
Amen.
I second that.
Miss Detroit.
Second
Oh,
that.
go ahead.
And I want to say, obviously, thank you, BM and Arlette, for having me on the show. It was been a great experience, even though there's like, it's kind of like a roller coaster, but overall, great experience. And I love the outcome that I got. Even though I had bad comments, still, like, I still like the outcome. And I also want to talk to you guys. Yes, we had our ups and downs, but, and we talked about it and you were able to explain. Even when I came up in here too, like, my plan wasn't really to talk to them because I was still upset, but I got over it and I was like, okay, and I came up to you guys and, I still talk to them, because, just drama drains. It's really draining. So I'm really sorry for, coming at you guys how I did.
You done?
Yes.
I just want to say, my bad. I want to thank BM Arlette too as well. And I just got to say to everybody out there, I appreciate the girls for episode 23. Like, I appreciate y'all, for the opportunity. But also I want to say that, all of us that come out here, you got to come out there with confidence. And, a lot of people don't have that courage and that confidence to come out here. So for all of us to go out there, it's really tough because, you get judged for the good or the bad. So I just feel like, all of us had, we all had to step out there and, take a leap of faith. And that's kind of hard, and people don't really see that. Like, it's not easy to do what we did, even if it's on the panel or if it's coming out as the introduction, because it's not easy because you get judged for anything you say, negative or bad. So I just thank BM Arlette, because if it wasn't for me watching one of the episodes where it gave me the courage to come out and reach out to Arlette and BM and have that confidence to come out and speak and introduce myself to the ladies that was on the panel. So I really appreciate you guys for that.
Nice. Yeah, and then I guess my closing comments are, love is hard. Love is not eternal, but everyone should take that leap of faith and always hope to find that special person. And they shouldn't be judged by their preferences or anything that, is unique about them. So, thank you, Arlette. Thank you, BM. What you guys are doing is really impactful. To not only these individuals here, but people outside of, all across the world, honestly. So thank you.
The production team too. My bad.
Oh, yes. Of course, we can never forget them.
Say the production team too, man.
Shout out, y'all.
Shout out production.
And honestly, thank you to all of you guys, because you guys are, what makes the show. Every single one of you came out here, you let your personality shine, you spoke your truth, you didn't care what people had to say. You're like, I'm going to put myself out there, I'm going to go find love. Even if you didn't find it, you still were able to put yourself out there. And that takes a lot of bravery, and that takes a lot of guts, and you all did it. And honestly, thank you guys all for coming and taking your time to be here again today. So yeah, big up to you guys. Let's make it up. Let's do some noise.
I just last thing I wanted to say was, always remember, everybody does have their preferences of what they like and what they don't like, but we just had enough guts to come and do it in front of millions of people. So next time you guys want to sit here and say, oh, she popped because of this or he popped because of that, it's just kind of like, this happens in the day-to-day world every day, but we had enough guts to actually say what we like, what we don't like. So I just wanted to bring that to light, because at the end of the day, everyone just likes what they like.
Okay.
Word. Jay?
I just want to thank Arlette and BM for giving us a safe space to be transparent and get to a place where we can actually be truthful about our likes and dislikes. Take these opportunities when people are being transparent to not look at the negative, but look at it as an opportunity to improve upon the negative, right? So if you are short, you can improve your style, you can improve your money, you know what I mean? Don't focus on the negative so much as, oh, I can't get in where I fit in here. Try to figure out, oh, man, you know what? I messed up. Forget it, man. Thank you.
I was like, where you going? You sure you ain't got no hope? That's what he's saying.
Short being negative. Okay, and obviously just to go ahead and close out everything, of course, thank you. The biggest thank you to my husband. He works day in and day out, doing from recruiting to editing to putting everything up to reaching out to people to setting up so much stuff. Like, he works so hard, and none of us would be sitting here today if it wasn't for him. So shout out to BM. And thank you everyone at home for tuning in. We will definitely catch you all next time. Look out for season 4.
Anyway, man, it's time to read the comments. So let's do it. The dancer and the woman who took off the wig are the most respectable women on this episode, and this show is the best thing that happened to YouTube this year. It's such a learning experience to watch this at any age. Yeah, I liked how respectful they were, and I like that they held other women accountable. I like that. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a lot of us be so delusional. We allow our peers to say anything. Excuse me, instead of calling them out on things that we see or when they wrong just because they your peers. You still have to hold people accountable so all of us as a community could be, great. She popped because he looked like my cousin best friend's baby daddy is diabolical. What are we doing? I thought it was wild too. Man, this chick is wildin'. Man, your teeth is jacked up. Also her. Why aren't you defending me? Hey, man. They don't have to give a cape. They don't. They don't. They don't have to put on the cape. I feel that way. Often intimidated, but never duplicated. When the real Pop the Balloon comes on, you see the difference. The picture quality, the audio quality, the production, the class, the polish, the decor. I mean, just no comparison. Keep up the great work, y'all. I think that's why I like theirs so much as well. Like, you watch other ones and you don't really hear what everybody says. It's not really organized. People be dressing all types of crazy. Because the whole way I even found Pop the Balloon was actually from like the 20v1s. And I watched literally 120v1. It was because I seen a rapper on it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get into this. And then my algorithm didn't stop giving me stuff similar to the 20v1s. So like, you know how when you watch something on YouTube and you fall asleep and you wake up something else is on? That's kind of what happened to me. And that's kind of how I found it. And then I was kind of late to the Pop the Balloon scene, but it was different from a lot of the stuff that I've seen. Like, I like the professionalism because it's more of a show. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. The guy with the blonde dreadlocks was spitting facts. The double standard on the show is out of this world. Double standards in life is out of this world in general. People always have a perspective one way and then accept stuff differently depending on who it is. It's always been that way, like, especially the expectation for men, like how the girl was saying, like, I want to build up with you. They always expect men to take care of things 100% of the time. Yeah, the expectation on men is like huge. It's insane. And women don't have the same expectations all the time, so this is probably one of the most humble, kind platforms I've seen. Arlette and her husband are actual angels, kind souls who care for everyone. Wow. Yeah, they be talk. A lot of the people who go on the show, they be saying how they spoke outside of this. Like, BM be checking in and they become friends and they really be, chopping it up and stuff. So I believe that it's genuine. Like, so to hear that a comment said that this is staged is crazy. Like, I truly believe it's genuine. And sometimes in the vetting process, when it comes to anything, it's always gonna be a couple bad apples. Like, that's normal. When it comes to anything you do, everything is not gonna plan out all the way you want it to. And when they vetted out these people, they probably weren't even expecting that. Like, that's the thing. Cause even watching Love Is Blind, like, I can understand the intent, but at the same time, like, you really don't know what people are capable of. So, like, that's just what it is. I'm gonna read one more. I'm sorry, but ladies, you can do say dress and think however you want, but if men that you desire reject it, don't say it's not their place to comment on your appearance. They have the right to say what they like or dislike. Both people had a right to say what they like or dislike. I thought that was crazy. Anyone can speak on what they like or dislike, especially in this setting. That's the whole point, so they can understand what they dislike. And when it comes to certain things, even the dude at the end who was trying to give his closing his closing remarks, his closing comments, whatever you want to call it, when he started to talk, even some of what he was saying made sense. Like, when he was saying, like, don't take it as a negative. Like, certain stuff I understand. If somebody say you too short, you can't change your height. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say something about your teeth. To an extent, you could change your teeth, but everybody don't want to buy braces, Don't nobody want to be at their big grown age still with braces to an extent, too, so I could get that. But when it comes to, like, oh, you wear a lot of makeup, like, I don't think we should take it as a negative, but more so, I could lay a little bit lower, cause I'm naturally beautiful, so I don't need to go this big, Or when they were saying a lot of them popped on TJ because his pants was tight, he don't have to take it as a negative. Instead of taking it as a negative, TJ can simply just get pants that's a little bit bigger so they not fitting as tight, and because to him it's comfortable, but obviously to the majority it was like, no, that's tight, so yeah. But I appreciate y'all for coming, and we gonna keep on keeping these reactions going. We gonna keep on watching. We gonna have fun while we doing it. So like, comment, subscribe, and appreciate y'all for being here. So peace. My bad.